comes sometimes and say, what is happening? Can't we get things done right? So this morning we'll be looking at planning. It is a very, very important issue, and we have those who should know in the studio with us. The World Town Planning Day will be tomorrow, 8th of November. The theme is Home Starts with Planning. Indeed, it does. And that's why we have in the studio this morning special guest from the Nigeria Institute of Town Planners. I hope I'm right with that. NITP. We have the chairman in the studio this morning, Town Planner Adefelasogbesan. Intentional put there, because you wanted me to remove it earlier. So, Town Planner Adefelasogbesan is the chairman, NITP Ogun State. You're welcome, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, listeners.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Also, we have Town Planner Adefelasogbesan Emmanuel. Good morning to you.
Good morning, listeners. It's my pleasure to be here.
Okay, and we have Town Planner Tunde Adegboyega. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, listeners.
It's a full house, but let me start from the chairman. May I ask, sir, what inspired you to study town planning in the first place? Let's start. Make it very brief so that we can go to the main issues.
Inspiration to studying town planning, well, for me personally, came in the middle of my career.
Okay.
I was exposed to some estates being done in Abuja in 1993. And I saw the master plans, how it was done by the people that prepared it. So I got very much interested. I was really inspired. So I now had to go back to studying town planning.
You just mentioned Abuja. Now, here we are in Ogun State,
Yes.
and you are the chairman for NITP in Ogun State.
Yes.
How planned are we in Ogun State? Are we well planned?
To some extent, yes. Some part of Ogun State is planned.
Okay.
And don't forget, Ogun State is, I don't want to use the word an old state. You know, it was part
Like
of
senior
the Western
states.
state, yes.
Like
It's a
senior states.
yes. So some part of Ogun State needs to be done.
Okay, so let's look at the implication of where we are right now in terms of planning. Okay, there are certain things that, like that song said, we don't want floods in Ogun State, and there's so many a lot of mobilizations, on air that's been saying, "Oh, don't do this, don't do that." Now, would we have been in a better position if we have been better planned? Now, what can you give us a picture of where we are in terms of planning in Ogun State and where we can be?
Let me first say this. Nigerian Institute of Town Planners is not a mouthpiece for the government. So we are an association of town planners, both that work with the government and those that work outside the government.
All right.
So to some extent, your question I may not be as detailed as we may want it.
Okay.
But in Ogun State, I'm aware that government has put some structures in place. I'm aware Ogun State, many major cities in Ogun State are indigenous cities, very different from the indigenous planning that we have there. So I would still say, yes, some parts of Ogun State is well planned, while some parts, of course, needs to be worked on, which I want to believe. Because the present commissioner of state in terms in charge of physical planning, he is also a town planner, and I know that he is making the government to do something like that.
All right, thank you very much. Let me go to Town Planner Emmanuel. The importance of planning. Can you guide us on that?
Well, thank you very much. As I earlier said, and taken from the contribution of the chairman and even the song that was played, you will see that planning is very, very important when it comes to planning, the development of a community. Of course, planning tells us where, what use, and is to be, and how to allocate land uses as regards where we must have industrial uses, residential uses, commercial uses, and when we have those land uses, what are the amenities, infrastructural facilities that are to be put in place and even where those facilities are to be put in place. It will interest you to know that yes, we know road is very, very important in all the communities, but planning tells us where our road is supposed to be and how it's supposed to be tailored. That is planning. Because if you consider some geographical issues like the topography, like the water bodies and all sorts of sites where the road that will lead to the community and connect the communities together, especially the land uses. For example, we have agriculture where the road will connect it to the residential, even to the commercial land uses, considering the fact that people must move very well to make those land uses functional in their environment. So planning is as good as that. In connection to the theme of the World Town Planning Day of this year, home starts with planning. There is no home that can exist without planning. And that's why we are talking about the infrastructural facilities, the arrangement of the community, as regards like what we just talk about flood. If there is no layout design, a proper layout design scheme of an area, then people had a tendency of building on erosional track ages. So, and as a matter of fact, that results to flooding because where there is supposed to be a water channel and people block that, of course, water will always find its course. And the essence of that, the result of that is erosion and building collapse and all sorts. So planning is very, very important, and we cannot just overlook. We cannot emphasize the importance of planning. Thank you.
Yes, town planning is in focus this morning. We've been talking to our guest this morning, the NITP State Chairman is here. And of course, we have town planners generally here in the studio this morning. Now, let's look at the challenges that planning faces. And I'll be giving that to town planner Tunde Adegboyega before we start going into what activities we have in plan for this year celebration.
Yeah, thank you very much. Once more, something I think we got to get in Italy. The town planning is fixing in Nigeria or let's say Ogun State generally is enormous. One, the attitude of our people because people is the center of town planning. Whatever we do as town planners, we must guide people along. When we are carrying them along, what is the responses to the planning we did to them? Like let's say for example, we made layout plan for them that this is where residential areas will be, this is where commercial areas will be, this is where public and regional places will be. After the layout has been approved, what is the attitude of the people toward this?
Okay.
That's why you see converting residential areas into commercial areas. So you see the converting recreational areas. Planning is good because planning is not an profession. It is a calling to ensure a sustainable environment. But what are the people doing towards ensuring this? Town planners alone can't do it. We need them to support town planners in ensuring this sustainable environment. So the first challenge that we have as town planners or that we have with our planning actions is the people. Yes, it's the people. Now, take for example, we plan an urban planning now. Let's say, for example, a marketplace. Yeah. We are there. They will not use for what it's planned for. Exactly. And when you went there to collect them, they will be saying that town planners are disturbing us, which is for them. They should be running after the town planners, not town planners running after them. So once they are being collected in the environment, the official town planning is somehow. So the first challenge we have is the people that we are planning for. The others is the ability to implement our plans for them. I mean, I'm talking about the political planning and politics. How do we implement our plans that will not offend those that not offend those are not in the politics? Because once you plan for them and it's not favoring some people politically, the plan might not be implemented. Okay. Thirdly, is I want to say the people again, because let's go to building plan approval, sir. Okay. The simplest plan that they submit to the town planning office. Now you submitted your building plans, you approved it for them, go and build it. Are they complying? No. And town planners have reasons them for directing them to do it this way. Okay. But another thing be done when they get to the site.
Anyway, I believe the chairman, I believe a lot of enlightenment, education may be needed for coming up with all these plans. It's the people, which I really understand, and I know that people listening to us also understand that. But let's go to the commemoration for the year 2024. Homes, planning begins with home, something like that, which you mentioned. Home start with planning, okay, which is interesting. So let us into that. What does that mean, and what do you want us to understand by?
Part of the enlightenment that we're doing to the people is about this, and it's same thing on the program that makes us to really compare home start with planning. Okay. We realize that a lot of our people do not really understand what planning is meant to do. You know, they are just taking the effect of planning and they're using it to color town planners. Now, home planning is a program that is that will be done all over the world. Okay. On Friday tomorrow, which is on the 8th of November. So it's part of the program that we want to enlighten people, to make them to see that planning is very, very important. That needs to be carried out, because home start with planning. Planning affects even members of the home, even the family. For example, let me take a cue from what my colleague just said. If you have an approval to build a house, we say leave 3 meters as a setback. You want to build a house, you are leaving 1 meter as a setback. Now, COVID-19, when that was so why town planners will say leave this setback is that, so even if there is airborne disease, you are limiting the transference. Exactly. But when you now build house back to back, you have already increased the transference. So what's supposed to be contained within one house, before you know what is happening, it's spread to about 10 houses. Wow. So, and you know, it's the families that lives in the buildings. So that's why town planning is very important. So we want to use this program tomorrow. We want people to attend, because there are so many teaching parts of the program. Right. Education. Enlightening part of the program. We just want people to realize that we are not enemies of the people. We are friends of the people. Wow. We want our people to have healthy living. You understand? When we plan, just like Tamayele said, there is a place we have seen, because town planners will look at things globally. Okay. We have seen that this is a path that water will flow. Okay. Somebody else said this is part of my father's land. Built there, and a family is living there. Wow. You understand? Now it rains. Now water now. And there are young children that before they will be evacuated, before they will get emergency services. So we want people to know that even planning starts from the homes. It starts from the homes. So before it now goes global, you understand. And if you even look at it, let's go to the scriptures. Let's go to the book of truth. You will discover that God created, talking about the Bible now, God created the environment. Now put man, now, not just man now, a man and a woman home. So it God started the home in the environment and he gave them an instruction. Make sure that you tilt. That means you are the planner, you are the planner in charge of this thing. So make sure that you manage it very well. So the water planning day program that we'll have tomorrow, we want everybody to attend that program, to know more about planning, to know that when you are adhering to planning principles that we are telling them, when you go to the ministry and they say, leave this, do this, do this, it's for the benefit of everybody.
Okay. Now let me go to Towm. Now tell us, where is the program happening? What time is it? And who are you expecting there?
Thank you so much. The program is coming up tomorrow, as said by the chairman, at Cultural Center, Kuto, Abeokuta here, by 9 a.m. And right there, we are expecting the Honorable Speaker of the state. We are expecting the Honorable Commissioner of Physical Planning and Urban Development. The guest lecturer will be Professor Abitan Planner Professor Wahab from University of Ibadan. The topic is going to be a panel discussion by seasoned professionals that will dissect the lecture. So I mean, bring it down to the knowledge of everybody that will attend. Because amongst those people we are expecting, we want to have, is the public, artisans. They've been written, they've been invited, because these are the focus of planning. So it's part of the enlightenment we've been doing. We had this kind of a program, a town hall meeting in July, and we want to see this as it's another series following up to that. So we have invited all of them so that this message can really get to them and they can take it back to their respective sectors and sections. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now, it is going to take place tomorrow.
Yes.
And you said you have written to the community leaders.
Yes.
All right. Now, the focus of the program tomorrow,
yes, sir,
is around the home. Now, is it possible to have members of the community coming, because it is important not just for the community leaders to come. The community leaders will come, all right, but then other members of the communities, members of the societies, market men and women. Now, how widespread are you looking to catch? What catchment, apart from the ones you have written, are there other people you are still expecting to be there tomorrow?
Yes. Thank you. Yes, we, as many people as we can. In fact, why we addressed to address our invitation to the leaders is the fact that we believe they know their people. They can easily get to them. Initially, part of one of the this program would work, but we decided not to have that because we know that it will take us time to go all over the state.
Okay.
So that that will be limited to a particular area, and that's why we decided to expand the invitation to all. You will be surprised that the mechanics, the bricklayers, the all artisans, market women, even religious organizations were being written to invited, so that, and we asked them to. That's why we went a whole like a cultural center that will
Have
a lot of
space
people.
to
Thank
have
you.
them coming.
I have just 30 seconds.
Please, let's do that.
So please, let me now use this opportunity to every listeners, everybody listening to us, you are invited. That's why we'll have a space that will take that will come. Yes, we have written community, but you too that you are hearing us. It's very important. Come and listen to how you can even make your environment better than it is.
remember that than it is. Very interesting. Now, Town Planner Tunde Adegboyega.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's look at what we want to capture in this particular program, because it is important for everyone to understand why they must come. You know, we mentioned the other time that we don't want flooding in our society, in our communities. That when you're building plan, they ask you to leave certain things, to do certain things. These are for your good. I want you to emphasize why it is important for.
We have so many programs lined up for tomorrow and exposed. The need why town planning should be encouraged. This program that we target exhibition. So people will to show you. You see, at times when you see physical evidence of what town planning during the exhibition, some people will be encouraged. And town planning
Like what?
like
What?
molded layout, all the plans that you have done in the various schools, for the communities, drainage plan, layout plan, neighborhood plan. So they will bring it, they will see physically. This is what we have been preaching on us. Also, we also include the students in our program. Inclusive. We encourage students to write essay. Before now, we have 14 entries for the essay, which has been graded by the committee in charge, and we have 4 second and third positions that will be awarded with cash gifts and also certificate of participation. Also, we have stage performance because we want to exploit the power of media. So many people watch films in their homes, so we want stage performance to be done live for them to see it by Ministry of Culture and Tourism. It will be performed live, 30 minutes for them. People will see what town planning is all about. They relate it with the film that I've been watching, and I know town planning will be accepted. We are also planning mentoring program because we believe that our young ones, the young town planners, should be mentored by the elderly ones, because town planning is also about experience that you have, that you will be able to explain to people whenever you get. Now we have mentoring program, and all mentors will be decorated tomorrow, and the mentees will also be given to them. And the mentor general of this is the town planner Waidi Kadiri, past president, the years of town planners and fellow of the institute. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Chairman, when we are trying to preach a particular message to people for them to accept, want them to accept it, it's always good to give them an example of where what we are asking them to do has worked and helped people. Do you have such combination for them?
Yes, you mean tomorrow that we're going to show them?
Yeah.
Yes, that's part of what my colleague Adegboyega said, that, we're showing them some samples of what has been done. They will be able to relate it to what we expect them to be able to do. But outside that, you see, like he made a very profound statement that people watch films. When you watch some from America and some other development, you will love the environment. You will love what you're saying. And that's exactly we really want to be duplicating and replicating here.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we'll have those layouts and models that we're going to display for them, that they're going to see. Physically, they will see.
All right, so let's go over the details again tomorrow. Where is it happening? What time?
Cultural Center.
Please go ahead.
We're starting by 9. Cultural Center is in Kuto, in Abeokuta here. We have different sections of the program. We have a lead speaker, Professor Wahad from University of Ibadan. Of course, we'll have a commissioner for Ministry of School Planning and Urban Development. We'll have the Speaker of the House, that will be on ground. We'll have the mentors and mentees section. So we have different sections of the program. We want everybody, even when you are coming, please let me say this, as a parent, I will encourage you. If you have secondary school child, please bring that child along. Because what we intend to achieve from that program is that we even want to motivate some younger ones to know that town planning
is essential to life.
Yes, it's essential to life, and it's a major profession.
All right, thank you very much. Our guests today have been the NITP chairman and Ogun State town planner. What?
Ogun
State chapter. Okay, town planner Adefelasogbesan. Thank you very much for coming. Also, a big thank you, town planner Adefelasogbesan. Thank you so much for coming. Town planner Tunde Adegboyega. It's a big thank you. Well, on the entourage with this team, we have Towm Chairman Planning World Town Planning Celebration, Tampana Olubori Lutayo Natunde, thank you. And of course, other committee members, we acknowledge you and we appreciate you very sincerely. Thank you to the listener too. Please stay tuned. Thank you, sir.
That should go.
That was good.